Hey, what's going on, car guys here? And I don't know. I'm just going to talk today, probably about the Lamborghinis. I really like Lamborghini. I think they build good cars because look at the Huracan. Huracan is a prime example of a good built car. There's Huracans with the highest mileage Huracan in the world. I'm pretty sure it's owned by Royalty Exotics out in Vegas. Has 145,000 miles on it. I'm pretty sure that's the highest mileage one in the world. And yeah, I really like the Huracan. A lot of people don't like the Huracan, but I do because I like the sound of that V10. I think the V10 sounds very, very good. I think that the Aventador. Now, the Aventador is a soft spot for me. I really love the Aventador. I mean, it's just, I don't know, the looks. It's got the Lamborghini doors. It's got the V12. It's got everything. It's got the single clutch transmission. I mean, it's got it all. I mean, it's a true Lamborghini. But a lot of people don't like the Aventador because they say, oh, it's just loud. It doesn't sound good. Yes, it is loud. But I think it also sounds good. It's got that high pitch, like, a lot of people say it sounds like a two-stroke. It sounds like a dirt bike two-stroke, but I don't think it does. I think it sounds pretty good. And the price, I kind of can't believe that the Huracan's creeping up to the Aventador in price-wise. I think that's pretty funny because the Aventador is supposed to be like one of the highest end cars they sell. And the only things above it really are like their specialty series, like the Veneno and the Centenario and that kind of stuff. Those are good cars too, but they're basically on the same platform. But the only thing that holds a lot of people back with the Aventador is that single clutch transmission. Now, the single clutch transmission, yes, it's one of them transmissions you shift and like, whoa. Like, I rode in an Aventador. It's fun just feeling that back-braking shifts every time. But there's a point when you're in traffic, like, you go forward an inch, pull both paddles, you're in neutral. Then you go forward an inch, pull both paddles, and you're in neutral. I mean, that just kind of gets annoying. And you can't just creep with it because then you'll burn your clutch up. And a clutch replacement's like $40,000 to $60,000 by what I can see online. And, that's something that I think would be very annoying about owning a Aventador. Like, you can't drive it every day. Where if you buy a Huracan is daily drivable, so I'll get out. I mean, it's more daily drivable, and I think it'll hold up longer than a McLaren 570. Now, the 570 is pretty daily drivable, but I don't think it'll hold up as long due to its electronics and how complicated it is. It's so far ahead, tech-wise, than the Lamborghini, but with more tech comes more option for failure, and I think that could happen with the McLarens, that they are so technologically advanced that they could be set up for failure, and like later down the road. And then like Lamborghini runs naturally aspirated engines where McLaren runs twin turbo V8s. I love the sound of a naturally aspirated V10 and V12 a lot more than a twin turbo V8. Like the V8 in my Tahoe sounds really good. It's just a naturally aspirated engine though. But they definitely have McLaren has shown that they are the best bang for buck value wise. Now, it used to be the GTR. I think anymore the GTR really isn't that good bang for buck value wise, because I think a Nismo is like 160 to 140 grand, somewhere around in there. Well, crap, 40 grand and like, or $20,000 to $40,000, and you're up to the a lot faster 570S. But Lamborghini, they just aren't there value-wise, like the 570 600 LT and the Huracan Performante and that kind of stuff. But Lamborghini definitely has some beat and sound, I think. And that's mostly opinion stuff. That sound is opinion. But price, nobody can argue with McLaren pricing. It's really good. Really, really good. And I'm going to talk about the Centenario and the Senna. Centenario versus the Senna. Lamborghini, they're like, I don't know, hypercar kind of. I don't know what you can call it. They don't really build cars for, I don't know what you kind of call it, for like lap time and speed. They really build cars for looks, which I do think they have a lot of that. Like the biggest example of this would be the Aventador. The Aventador looks really good, but it's not that fast around the track. Now I know the new Super Veloce Jolta SVJ is the fastest car around the Nürburgring, which is really impressive on that old of a platform. Like the Aventador's a pretty old platform, but like the Senna is so much. Like if you put the Centenario versus the Senna on the track, the Centenario is going to get absolutely killed. The Senna is going to win every time. That's just how it is. But if you put like the looks wise, I think the Centenario looks a lot better than the Senna. Now I love how aggressive and stuff the Senna is, but the Centenario is just a piece of art. Like it's just every way the look of it is just magnificent. And yes, the Centenario costs more for less performance and everything, and that kind of stuff people talk about all the time. But like 99% of the cars, I'm going to say, that people buy, like those hypercars and stuff, they don't get driven. They don't get put on a track. They don't get... I know there are some people that do it, and I have mass respect for those people that do that. Like, Whitest Jr. drives their, I think they have a RS1. Yeah, RS1. They get RS1 all the time. They're taking it all over the place, which I'm like, great on you. I mean, you should. If you buy a car that costs that much, you should enjoy it. It shouldn't be a garage queen. It shouldn't just sit inside. You shouldn't be scared to drive it. You shouldn't be, because then you're just having it sit there to flex on people, just to show it off. Which, why would you buy a car if you're not going to drive it but once a month? And then, like the Senna, like it can go super fast around the track. Like it's probably, I would like to see a Nürburgring run, which they haven't. I don't think they've done yet. I'm not 100% on that, but they should. But if they, I wouldn't be surprised if that thing would be one of the quickest cars on the track, due to its big active wing, how big and impressive those brakes are, and everything, and how much power and stuff that engine puts out. I mean, it's just incredible what they can do. Now the 720, it's kind of sad that the 720 is like half the price of a P1, but can keep up with a P1. And I think, I don't know, I've never seen anyone test it, but I think a 720 can keep up with a Senna. And that's saying something to McLaren's performance. That's really good. Like, they've kind of pushed their cars to the limit. Like, the Senna is the best they can get, like, out of that platform. I don't think they could do any better. Now, they probably could, but, like, in their current state, no, they're probably not doing any better. And, yeah. Now, I do think the next gen Aventador will be pretty impressive. I definitely think that they will go, I hope they go naturally aspirated V12 again. And I wouldn't mind a hybrid on a car like that, because that's not something. And a dual clutch transmission. Now, if they don't put a dual clutch transmission these next gen, they're really killing their sales. Now, I know that's been pretty speculated they're going to do that, which they really should, because if they don't, I mean, they're really going to hurt because of it. That's like the one reason a lot of people won't buy it. And like, you watch people that aren't huge car people, but they bought Aventadors and they're like, yeah, they don't ride good in the city and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how a Aventador is they don't ride good in city, and they don't ride good, you know, just around town. They're kind of built for one purpose. That's to go fast. But yeah, I mean, I like the Senna. I like the Aventador. I feel like the Aventador could use a few improvements. But yeah, that's how I feel about those cars. So I'll see you guys next upload. Peace.